the man, the king, the god of this shit, Nick fucking Gage. You know how I start this off. Shout out to all my MDK gang members around the world. And I want to let everybody know, Blvd Bullies vs. the World is a podcast every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live on YouTube with my motherfucking boy, Larry the Legend. And what the Blvd Bullies are doing, they're trying to ignite a revolution within the fans to unite and make the crowds electric again. So check out the Blvd Bullies vs. the World, 7 p.m. live Tuesdays with Larry the fucking Legend. MDK all fucking day.
I'm so close to being burning hell forever.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to New Year, new me. I'm PK from the Blvd Bullies. You know, I've done a thing or two here and there, and I am joined by the crew, the guys, the ones who the entire wrestling business is waiting with bated breath to hear from. First and foremost, the man who makes probably the most lightning rod inducing homosexual memes, a man who shaved his head in preparation for getting stomach cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, he'll punch you right in your fucking Jack Johnson for being a racist on the street, and don't you dare talk to Amanda. Ladies and gentlemen, Bad Take Bry, the merch guy.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the new year. Same shit show.
And yeah, new year, same us. And I'm joined by my wrestling father, former Showcase Showdown winner, CZW Hall of Famer, current rugby shirt and scarf wearing man, your friend and mine, Larry the fucking Legend. What's up, yo?
Very.
I'm clapping for that. I'm clapping for that.
New Year's,
Chilling,
new
bro.
memes.
Huh?
Yo, so I want to do something that our fans are probably not expecting, not wanting to hear about. There were a lot of great things that happened this weekend in wrestling. However, last night, Monday night, Raw is Netflix. I mean, we got to talk about it, right? Did it not change the entire environment of the thing?
Well,
Didn't it alter all the goals of all the guys whose names are not John Wayne Murdoch?
I was able to watch it. I'm usually not able to watch it, so I'm going to say that a plethora of other people, just like me, tuned in yesterday because the mere fact that it's on Netflix and just so easy to fucking
So I'm going to tell
watch
you
it.
this. If you are claiming your craft as wrestling, you got to have tuned into this. You know, listen, I don't love Kanye West. But when Kanye West drops an album, by the way, new album named Bully, go figure. But when certain mainstream titans drop a new piece of content, I feel like I gotta watch it because I want to keep my finger on the fucking pulse. Bye, Larry.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm here.
What are you doing?
I know what you're
Bro,
saying.
I'm listening to you. I can do multiple things at once. That's why they call me the legend.
Larry,
Leaving?
agree or
Continue.
disagree?
Continue, bully Kanye. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Is it okay to open this show with Netflix WWE talk? I know
You can do whatever the fuck you want, Pat. Let's go. Do what you want.
I'm doing
They're
it.
the rules. Do it.
I'm doing it. I just feel like
continue. I just went to open the door for my fucking black cats. Continue about Kanye and Bully and the motherfucking Netflix premiere. Let's go.
He did technically ask us a question, Larry.
Brian, go ahead and answer that question that I forgot that I asked.
I think that it's important to listen and watch things you're a fan of to just be in the conversation. And just if you're a creative yourself, why wouldn't you watch the new era of something that you love?
I just feel like they read all the tweets and they read all the fucking Facebook message board accounts and they said, hey, remember when Bad Bunny was in Puerto Rico and everybody loved that fucking drone shot? Guess what? Netflix is all about drones. Those drones that were flying over New Jersey, surprise, they were just practicing to be WWE cameramen. On Netflix. On Netflix.
The show was awesome.
Larry, did you watch this shit?
You know what? I watched The Rock. And then I didn't watch anything else besides the We Love Larry sign. All I saw was the We Love Larry sign and The Rock. That's all I saw.
That was probably about CM Punk's dog, though.
Probably.
So let's get into it mad quick. Then I'm done. So you keep waiting, huh? You're not gonna get into it for me. You're not gonna.
What do you mean for you? You're the leader and exalted host.
Oh my God, I'm the exalted host. I guess I just wanted to see what those guys were doing over there, and this was a weekend where I guess there was a 2-week in the new year where you saw ICW. No holds barred. Return to true form. And, can it be the truest form without Larry? No. And were there some things that I'm going to absolutely shit on? Yes. But they did seem to recapture that magic in a little bit of a way. So ICW up. GCW announcing a few matches that everybody hated for Hammerstein. This has been an ongoing story for us. Now all of a sudden it's Megan Bain versus Atticus Kogar. Maybe there's another thing. Maybe there's another match after the match. But the actual match, the actual announcement, crickets, bullshit. And then, of course, at the forefront of all of the wrestling news, you had Triple H and the WWE on Netflix doing their damn thing. And I've seen on Facebook, I've seen on Twitter, I've seen on Instagram. The wrestlers who I respect, their brains, the deathmatch wrestlers whose brains I respect, couldn't help but tweet about how inspired they were about Raw on Netflix. Brian, you watched it. Lay it out for me. Give me your feelings. Give me your emotions. I mean, because you're a tough crowd. You're a tough motherfucker.
I like what I like. And I will say that it looked awesome. It looked like it was like the presentation of the Raw. I don't know if it's going to be like that weekly, Like this, it looked like it was a pay-per-view. They treated it like it was a pay-per-view. Most of the rest of the pyro was back in full force. All like every wrestler basically had pyro in their fucking entrances.
Ooh, you know what I love the most? I love when the lights went down. They had these little like red markers in between each seat, so it was like dotted
It
red.
looked so cool. It just the presentation was insane.
They cared about every single light.
That new
no matter
ring
the
announcer,
voltage in the building.
The new ring announcer sounded just like fucking Samantha Irvin. Did you realize? Did you notice? I don't remember her name. I can't recall the lady's name, but she
I think her
did
name was
her
Larintha Legendi.
Larintha Legendi.
Yeah,
No,
because it might as well have been Larry Legend.
They've got Lash Legend in NXT. Pat is what you were going for there. They've got Lash Legend. She's not an announcer, but she's definitely of the House of Legend and a daughter of mine in the family of John.
Well, and I feel like if we were all watching it live on Discord or something.
I think her name was Alicia Taylor. I think the announcer's name is Alicia Taylor, Brian.
That sounds correct. That sounds correct.
I know, because she's from NXT.
I'm sure that every
same place
single
that Lash
human
Legend
being
is from that Pat knows nothing about.
I'm terrible with names, I say.
Not me.
No. But even just the intro of the fucking show where they had the ring and like behind a curtain, and then they had the whole reveal with Triple H standing there, it was just awesome shit. And then they had The Rock was there, fucking Hulk Hogan was there getting booed out of the building, Undertaker was there not getting booed at all, and it was just great shit. Roman Reigns versus Solo was an insane. That was a great match.
The hype, if you take away all the magic that we felt coursing through our veins, the Undertaker Rhea thing was lame. The Rock thing was lame. Also, he was drinking tequila from the bottle, and then drove.
That's just tequila.
And then drove. Then he just drove. He drove his SUV.
Promoted drinking and driving.
Yeah.
He's the fucking Rock.
I don't have to pick up my godson tonight.
Stone Cold used to drink fucking pound beers and then ride monster trucks.
Larry, I did not mean to express and expose my ignorance with the new ring announcer. I was just trying to get to the button that said that it should have been Lar. It could have been Lar.
No, baby. Baby, that's not for me. That's for somebody else. Do you understand how Dusty, Dusty used to say to Mick Foley back in the day? He'd be like, no, baby. That's not for you. That's for somebody else. You understand? You have a different placement in a stratosphere of pro wrestling to inspire. Okay? And you got to do that on a small scale. We can have you out there in front of everybody, Dad. You understand? But we can have an Alicia Taylor, a Samantha Irving, in the vein of Lillian Garcia, WWE at the forefront of using these women announcers, at the forefront of Mike McGurk, okay, OG Mike McGurk,
Mike McGurk sucks, dude.
I don't
In
even know who Mike
comparison to
McGurk
Lar
is.
Lodge, he fucking sucks, dude.
Which one's Mike McGurk?
First of all, Mike McGurk was a woman.
All of them.
It
All
is
of
a
them are
woman.
Mikes.
She's not dead.
They're all
she's
Mike McGurks.
Do you remember the old woman back in the early 90s that used to wear the glistening tuxedo and be the announcer? She's in the game. She's in WrestleFest, the game, I think, is the announcer, the female announcer they had back in the day. Y'all don't know Mike McGurk.
Well, I just think it's bullshit. Because obviously, instead of getting like a dope clone of Howard Finkel, they're getting like a sideshow bobbed hair black lady. And
she was awesome, goddammit. Oh, that's a terrible take. Poor take, Pat.
Wait a minute, Pat. You hold your horses there, bully. You're my kid, and if I want to son you, I'll son you. Okay? As far as announcing, listen to me, Pat. As far as announcing was concerned last night on Netflix, the only thing that mattered is that Pat McAfee was back. Okay.
Oh my God!
I don't
Well,
give a
speaking
fuck,
of,
bro.
well, now we're
Bro,
going
that's
across.
all that mattered with announcing last night on the Netflix premiere is that Pat McAfee was back.
Do you love him? Do you love his style? I feel like you guys are similar in your brains.
I love Pat McAfee because I almost feel like that he mispronounces words intentionally
Right,
to kind of sound like fancy. Like I feel like he
Larry,
does that when he's doing the yeah. And
so I got to
I
address that. This is something that's been in my mind. So, our old friend of the program, Man Bun Jesus,
I love him.
he runs his own YouTube like wrestling thing, right? So on like I think Friday night, I took a 2-hour train out to Ronkonkoma to
This is the
be
real.
his exalted, live to tape. It's already been filmed. They need a commentator. So I went in and I did a favor for our friend Man Bun. It's not a favor. It's not a favor. We did each other a mutual favor because I've been chomping at the bit to talk shit. New T-shirt, by the way. And Man Bun needed somebody high energy who never gets tired about talking, right? So I went out there and I did my thing. And it's just funny because I think that the way that we talk on this program is a combination of Moira from Schitt's Creek, and it's kind of a combination of Pat McAfee, right? So when I was commentating this event that had nothing to do with this program, I found myself saying Tog Team Champion. Tog Team,
Tog
my
Team
God. And then last night, dude.
Yes.
Last night, I'm watching Pat McAfee do his thing, and I'm thinking to myself, he is deliberately mispronouncing every single word.
Dude. He's awesome.
And I'm thinking,
I feel like that's also it's very Tom Green. That's like a Tom Green-esque type comedy.
He just killed us.
That is some very Tom Greenish shit.
Like, yeah,
if Pat McAfee is saying program or Tog Team Champion on Netflix, we're cooked, dude.
Well, Pat,
I don't want to hear
like
dollars. As long as I don't hear dollars.
Bro, see, I do. I want to hear dollars. I don't listen. I don't consider that. I do not consider that someone like usurping my deal. I consider that my deal being put on. That's what I consider that.
But
Pat
McAfee definitely said champions last night, which killed us, dude. Because on this Fifth Dimension Wrestling broadcast,
kill us, bro. No, we're gonna create the King's broadcast. We're gonna create the King's English
Team Champion.
Yeah, Pat, that is a fucking tip of the cap, bro. That's not a fucking our shit is dead. We're gonna keep doing better shit. And then when they fucking copy that, then we're like, oh yeah, we're definitely on, because that was some shit that we coined in season 4.
Yo, but I agree with you. I fucking love Pat McAfee and Adam Cole. And I'm gonna tell you this. Adam Cole went from being like the symbol of the insanity Vince McMahon, like the when Vince McMahon got Alzheimer's, like Michael Cole went from being the flag boy, the main boy of Vince McMahon Alzheimer's era, to being like the coolest dude. He high-fived Travis Scott last night. Michael Cole, fuck Pat McAfee. I mean, Pat McAfee's helped. He has helped tremendously.
Didn't a lot of people die because of Travis Scott?
A cool old guy. Larry, agree or disagree?
Michael Cole is a Sagittarius. JBL is a Sagittarius. Jerry Lawler is a Sagittarius. These motherfuckers were all under the thumb of you know who. Now that it's a new day, yes, it is. They're all able to let their hair down. They're all able to see this. See this? They're all able to, maybe she's bored with it. They're able to, like fucking come up from the water.
Netflix
And
era.
be like, it's a,
Hey, the
Michael
one
Cole
guys
and
on the
Michael
show
Cole.
that are lame? The one guy,
Michael
talking
Cole.
about
Michael
New Day.
Cole's always been awesome. Michael Cole's always been
Michael
awesome.
Cole has been in more errors than any other fucking commentator.
Well,
He's
he
just
could
always
be
there.
like a war news reporter. He was like a war correspondent.
Do you know what happened? Do you know what really happened? What is his story to success? Is that when JR got the Bell's palsy bad after his mother passed away, Michael Cole filled in
Yep, I remember
for all
that.
the big shit leading up to whatever that year's Mania was. And
Larry,
Michael Cole did Mania.
And
I
then
love
JR came
this
back to
comment.
Legacy.
Logan Sign, OG member, says, I wish I remembered anything as well as Larry remembers who is a Sagittarius.
He's good
Bro.
with that and names.
Huh?
You're good with this, with
I
remembering
agree.
birthdays and names.
I totally agree.
I'm not even trying. And guess what? I don't even care. But when you hear it, it all adds up. Eddie Kingston, Moxley, Stone Cold, Trish, RVD, JBL, Jerry Lawler, Christian, all of them, Nick, all of them. Pat of the Boulevard Bullies, Larry of the Boulevard Bullies, Sean, formerly of the Boulevard Bullies.
It's true.
Never
Not me.
heard
All
of
of us.
You guys keep talking
I'm
about
just here for the
yourselves
ride.
about the Raw on Netflix as I pull up the next segment, please. Thank
Well,
you.
I think that we talked just as much about it as we care
Seth
about
Rollins fought
CM
some
Punk.
punk. Who won?
I will say for that I was tuned out because I was working.
Oh, you didn't watch CM Punk?
No,
You didn't
I
see the We Love Larry sign?
no. I saw Roman Reigns versus Solo, which was
Did
awesome.
Roman Reigns wear Jordans? Was Roman Reigns wearing Jordans?
He wore custom Kobe wrestling boots. So he wore like Kobe
see, that's
aged
what I
with
wanna know.
Jordan colors.
That's what I want to know, Pat. I want to know the fashion.
The fashion?
Dude, I mean, dude, the match was really good. I'm going to tell you right now,
Sure was.
great match.
So what was Brian first? What was your favorite part of Netflix on Raw? It was only 2 hours. There were only
Netflix
a few
on Raw.
high
Netflix.
gravity.
It doesn't matter.
I will say that my favorite part was the pyro and it just feeling. It felt like an old, like felt old. It felt like watching an older Raw just because of the pyro and just like it felt special.
He's an Aries. He likes fire.
I like fire. Yeah, I love it.
I mean, Pat, can I talk about me for a second? You know I always do.
What do I think
like
about you?
Bro, I like the fact that Hogan and The Rock, I like the fact that Hogan and The Rock were both, it's like, bro, how more America can you get than the motherfuckers that are like Hogan?
I heard a rumor that Stone Cold asked for a lot of money and then he didn't get it.
And they said nah.
Well, Stone Cold's a Sagittarius.
So why wouldn't they pay him? And I was also curious how much you guys think that Fortnite paid to be in the center of the ring. Now that they on their new canvas, it's donned with different sponsors. Yep.
No, there's a
Sponsors.
fucking thing on the canvas.
There's multiple, and in the middle, in the center, is big Fortnite. It says Fortnite in huge letters. So I'm wondering how much Fortnite paid for that centerpiece.
Yo, more
Ryan.
importantly, and I want to just piggyback off of Rhinestone Cowboy. He
Go
said
ahead.
Punk wore the infamous jacket. Punk wore the same jacket that he wore when he choked out Jack Perry just a little bit backstage at Wembley. He wore the same fucking jacket, dude.
That's good shit. Fashion.
Fashion.
It's important.
Yo, you know what?
But
Shout out, dude. And friend of the program, friend of the Bullies, long time guy who I've loved and respected for his artistic capabilities, Bam Sullivan. I saw him, and
We love Bam.
listen.
We love Man Bun. We love Bam.
I love Man Bun, and Man Bun will be on the show eventually, and we will debut the commentary that I absolutely killed. But anyway, the point is, Bam Sullivan, accomplished deathmatch wrestler, going into the tournaments, going into the universe, he goes, hey, if you didn't watch that last night, and if you did and weren't inspired, just get out of the business. And I feel like I agree with that. Larry, you're in the business. Do you agree with that? Did it inspire you?
All I saw was The Rock. And for me personally, The Rock is very inspirational. Because at the end of the day, The Rock is but a cog in the wheel of the overall Samoan dynasty.
Did you see how he made that Instagram documentary? He had that Instagram documentary made just to remind people that he's more important than Roman Reigns, that he drank the soup from the cup when he was 18 years old. And you know what? Listen, it's too much. It's too much for the fans. For the new fans who are watching on Netflix, they needed to spoon feed them. They needed to see The Rock as the guy that they know on Instagram.
Right.
He congratulates Cody Rhodes, right? Even though 6 months ago he was beating Cody Rhodes with a belt and bloodying him and holding him by the cheeks like a little fucking cuck boy, right?
Yeah, but that's wrestling.
It's not about that. It's not about what we remember. It's about the extra 120 million people, whatever the fuck, right? So it's like The Rock comes out. He's not bad yet. He's not bad yet. But you think about it, I'm kind of excited because I think that they're starting over for the norms. And now they're going to take the norms on the ride for The Rock doing what he did last year. They're going to tell the same story again.
So you think it's going to be the same exact story?
Let's get to Larry's favorite part of the show.
Which is the giveaway. Every week, we give away a rare and exclusive item or items. And then
shout out Jabba Radio's post on Instagram showing that they got their thing to them super fast. Before you even go into anything, I'm going to shout out Jabba Radio's Instagram post showing that they got the Alex Cologne King of the Deathmatch kick pads and the Lou Nixon DVD. So fucking faster.
Faster than light. But yeah, in order to get these items very quickly, you have to comment on the YouTube video, not the live chat, but the YouTube video after the show ends. And then we will, I've completely forgotten to make the wheel of names for this week. So this week, it's just going to be Larry's favorite comment. And whatever comment Larry likes the most is going to be the winner of this week's giveaway. And that's
Can you show it?
Yes, this week's giveaway will be the Horror, Pain, Gore, Death Production 7 CD and the Akira trading card.
Yo, shout out Akira. How much did it backfire in our face, Pat, when we were like, he ain't shit? Then he wasn't the fucking thing. Bro, and we weren't like he ain't shit. But you know,
No, you were.
We were like, Kira, he's new. And he won the whole Big Japan Wrestling Deathmatch King of the Deathmatch tournament. How about
Well,
that?
and then last week you talked shit about the tournament. You disparaged that tournament. Said it didn't mean
Brian.
shit.
Well,
And
whatever.
it's not
Let's
that it
get to
didn't
the
mean shit,
comments.
it's that
Let's get to Larry's favorite part of the show.
Okay, yeah. Thank you,
Let's
Patrick, for
check. Let's
keeping
just
me on
toast,
target.
toast,
Thank you for keeping me on
toast.
target.
You know, and obviously Akira coming into his own after that stiff sidekick that is displayed on that trading card.
Kira's wrestling Masada in the chains here on the back of this card.
Roland says,
That was
Husk,
in. Where was
Husk,
that, Brian?
Husk, don't hate Beastman.
Damn, I can't even remember when Masada wrestled in the chains.
San Antonio.
Tony Norman, we come for Larry, CUM.
Thank you, Tony. Tony's one of the only owners of one of my action figures in the world.
John Richter brings up a very good topic that I think I want to branch. He says, Judge Dredd seems to be on hiatus. This sucks. I like that dude. Judge Joe Dredd said in a public statement, guys, you guys know this, that he's done with future bookings. Please stop emailing him. Please stop messaging him. Please stop tweeting him. I'm going to honor what I got going on, but I'm done. I'm done for now. And then I guess a bunch of people were like, what the fuck? Work or shoot? What are you doing? And then he went on to post a photo of his back showing the last 6 months of bullshit, all like a map on his shit. So how do we feel about Judge? Man, as a guy who loves popping pimples, it is my dream to pop a piece of glass out of my body. I feel like that'd probably be very satisfying.
It's probably more painful than you think.
What?
It's probably more painful than you think.
Turn your goddamn shit up, dude. What are you talking about?
I said it's probably more painful than you think. God damn it.
No, it's probably so satisfying.
It's satisfying, I guess, satisfying because it's no longer in you, but I would say it's probably still painful to take the glass from your skin.
Larry, what's the best pimple you've ever popped?
Popping a pimple is different than pulling glass from your skin, is all I'm saying.
Well, I was saying it's probably more
a
satisfying
pimple is full
than
of juice.
any pimple you could do.
I would
You
say
get a piece to keep with you.
popping a big pimple is probably more satisfying than getting glass out of your face.
No, I just feel like getting a piece of glass, like popping a piece of glass out, and then getting the tweezers, like, yeah. That's probably so much better than a pimple, dude.
Can we get to the comments?
Judge Joe Dredd is great, though. We love Judge Joe Dredd.
Or get back to the comments.
You think he's gonna come back? You think he's just like retired now?
I think that people sometimes need a break from fucking doing crazy shit, or else they're gonna fucking
Come here.
kill themselves.
Come on in here. Judge Joe Dredd is a father of 3. That's all I want to say.
He loves having kids.
Well,
He got a vasectomy, so he doesn't want any more.
Right, he's a
Come in here.
vasectomy advocate. As you can see on our ETT.
The amount that he has is the perfect amount, and he doesn't want any more.
he's got 3 kids. And there's World. Some of the realest moments that I've had with Judge Joe Dredd over these past 2 years have been him telling me about his kids and what they were doing. And if he has 3 kids, that means he has a wife. Probably has a wife.
I don't think that means you have a wife.
Well, I think it
I think it
good.
means you have 3 kids. I don't. I'm gonna say that I don't think.
Brew
Judge
Unstoppable
Strickland
says,
married.
"What was your guys' favorite match of 2024?" Mine was I would have to go with Dr.
Come
Redacted
here.
versus Masada at XPW. Well, I think we went over this last week. I mean, I'm just going to go
We
with
did.
Cody finishing the story one-on-one
Lydia.
with Roman at
Come here,
WrestleMania.
Lydia. Come here.
I'm going. We did the Eat the Turnbuckle birthday extravaganza final battle royal was my favorite match of
They're
2020.
going up and down the steps like crazy. Favorite match? What was Brew Unstoppable's favorite match?
His favorite match of 2024 was Dr. Redacted versus Masata.
That was at XPW.
We were there.
Yeah.
Did it? Yeah. 2024 favorite match. Mm. Mm. Oh my god, bro. Fucking
We're branching. We're branching.
bro, off the top of my dome, I've got to shout out Ninja Mac versus Drake Younger from fucking Seven, bro. Just legendary, bro.
All right, back to Larry's favorite part of the show. Blue Blanca, 1985, same year as me, says, Pat might have a touch of the tism. Daniel Kurth, hope you guys had a good and safe Christmas and a New Year's and fun all around. Thank you so much. Chase Orlock, Happy New Year's, gents. And
Chase Orlock, another owner of a figure of me.
The BJW King of the Deathmatch Tournament was wild booking. Schlack getting eliminated by Beastman. And Mickey getting eliminated in the first round is bullshit. And out of all American talent on the card, Akira is the one who wins it?
That's my favorite comment.
Of here
Dude, that's my
with
favorite
that.
comment. You don't gotta do anything else. That's it. That's it. Who is that? Who said that?
That's Chase
Who said
Orlock.
that?
Do you guys want to branch? I feel like we should branch.
Was that Chase? Was Chase
Chase.
Orlock the owner of my figure, the one who said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. I don't need to hear anything else. That's the number one comment. And Brian, this is exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. It's not like to diminish the fact that they have the merits to go to Japan and be associated with a company like BJW, but you have to understand that the scope of a company like a CZW or an MCW or a BJW has like different levels of luster.
Yeah.
It has a different like level of like prestige and fucking clout. And I'm not trying to say that any of the motherfuckers that made it over to Japan right now to do this shit are like lessened, but it's not the same as if Masada, Drake Younger, and the fucking like, you know, deathmatch. It seems more of like a cash grab on the backs of deathmatch wrestling for fucking fans like you that are new to this shit and don't like know the difference, or just like, oh, Cage of Death, Tournament of Death, but weren't there. You weren't at any of those things, but you know the luster of those things. So you see BJW's doing something with a lot of the guys that were in those things that you fucking are on now, and you're like, oh, it's a shit. And it's not, bro. It's not the same as when Mick Foley and Terry Funk were fighting in the King of the Death match.
Deathmatch.
I completely disagree with you, and I think that the deathmatch tournament that BJW did was dope, and that was their choice to book,
Brian,
and it
I'm
was
not
their
trying to
choice
say it
of
wasn't dope.
how to book what they booked, and they had the Americans come as guests. The Americans were guests.
I'm liking Chase Orlock's comment because he knows the origins of why we're even having this shit today, and he's like, bro, this doesn't make any sense.
All right, hold on now. Hold on. We got a lot more comments. I want to read them. Obviously, Larry, we know your feelings. Chase is in the lead.
You're just hyped because someone agrees with you, but other people agree with me too.
By a large margin, but I just feel like other people should have their due. It might be a Hail Mary, but let's see if somebody can sway your vote with the giveaway. Brian, can you show the giveaway again as I read this?
It's the 7 horror
Lucha
pain, gore,
Libre
death
says,
productions.
Happy New Year. Classic possessed Larry this time versus demonic Brian episode. Maybe one little thing. Yes, Brian is relatively new and doesn't know it all, but at least he watches the shows. Larry is at the shows, and it's notable that you, Pat, didn't watch a lot of the shows lately. Are there any guests in January? Brian, do we have any guests in the month of January?
Are we going to announce next week's special guest?
Well, is it the fucking month of January?
Yeah. This is January, and our next week's guest is the Florida man, Lindsay Snow.
Wow. Good guess.
Wow.
Good guess.
It's the second ever female guest on our show.
How much did you pay her?
Oh, Pat.
$50.
$50?
She asked for $50.
$50?
You ask, I tell. I'm a truthful man.
All right, so let's talk about.
She only asked for money one time. She only asked for money one time.
In the interest of transparency, let's now go through the list of guests who have been paid on this program.
Pat, do not do this to fucking Brian Ginsburg.
We did.
What does it do? Why are you saying? Okay, I'm sorry, but why are you saying it like it's a negative thing?
Hey, I'm not saying like it's a negative thing.
Larry. Larry just tried to make it seem like it's a negative thing.
No, it's not a negative.
It's not anything that we should be discussing.
Hey, let's get back to Larry's favorite part of the show.
Discussion.
That's fair. That's fair. Patrick felt it.
We are the Blvd Bullies, and we are versus the world. Our back end, our PayPal, our YouTube, our Google AdSense. We don't gotta talk about that.
Patrick asked me a question.
You're right. That was. I'm so sorry, Larry.
I can't believe. Yeah.
66666 says, since I brought the guy who got jumped by them 2 drunk cunts at 7, King of the Deathmatch, I should win the 7 CD. 7 Mike is an awesome dude, and besides that,
wait,
what? Read
it again.
Read it again. I'm gonna try to do better.
Wait.
Since I brought the guy who got jumped by them 2 drunk cunts at King of the Deathmatch, I should win the 7 CD. 7 Mike is an awesome dude, and besides that, it was a great show.
So apparently the 2 drunk girls that we were talking about that they jumped the man. They jumped a man here.
He brought the guy that beat them up.
But he beat them up because they jumped him.
Well,
they jumped him, and he was a man, so he got the better of 2 women. He got the better of 2 women, which made them kind of like automatically the victims in the situation.
Brian,
that's bullshit.
Larry.
I observed talking to these gals, and they were like, yo, you started this shit. Like, I can't fucking arrest this guy for the. And the girl was like, look at my face. Like, I'm the one that doesn't get. Like, I swear to you, in LA, this girl was saying to a cop outside while I was enjoying a fag, like a faggot in LA. And I'm like seeing her like say, like, but look at my face. I'm the one that's in trouble. I didn't know what was going on. I heard there was a fucking kerfluffle. I'm up there with OG Kevin Gill and who is he? Vinny Stigma.
Born in 1902. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry this show sucks. Hey, Larry says, why hasn't Brian been sucking on his garbage bag lately?
I did
I
it
see
for
you
you today.
sucking on it, Brian.
You were
I
doing it
sucked
just
on.
now. Yo,
I
Nick
sucked
shouted
on. I
that
haven't. I
garbage
haven't
bag
in the
out. That
past
shit
few
is like
episodes.
$700.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it like
legit.
$700, Brian?
It's like it's either $5.99 or $6.99. But on Black
Yeah,
Friday, I
it's
got it for
$700.
$4.99.
That shit Brian be using, bro.
Yeah, but
Blue
Don't
you're
sleep on
Blanca
that.
1985 says, I'm participating, hoping ICW and XPW get some momentum again. New year, only Schlack. Sam Meek says, Happy New Year's, bro. Horror, pain, gore, death says, Happy New Year, Bulls of the Wood. My comments seem to be getting deleted or flagged by YouTube most weeks. Huss.
My
Eat the
comments
turnbuckle at
get deleted too. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Eat the Turnbuckle at Underground Arts was easily the best thing all yarsh.
Facts.
Facts. We all talked about it. I feel like this reply would be Brian. Larry Legend, official, says, oh my God.
Is it terrible?
Man, you're talking, okay, this is fine. I am
You
all
can't even read
into
it.
the banter on the show. Happy New Year's, y'all homies.
What did it
Larry.
say? Say it. What does it say? I want to hear it.
Oh
Say
my
it.
God, it's just so much. I just feel like I'm too drunk to read it.
You can
Is
read.
it me? Is
Yeah,
it what
it's
I
you. You
said?
said, just brunched with Uncle Maven.
Oh, you were telling
No,
you were responding to the guy that asked for specific questions.
Hold on. Someone asked, whatever happened to Maven Bentley?
Yes.
Did you read that comment?
He's read the comment and he read your.
Yeah,
he's reading.
great
He's
show
read
as
your reply.
always.
Very, very.
Love when Larry gets passionate. Wonder if he knows whatever happened to Maven Bentley. He seemed to be a big deal for CCW and then just disappeared.
Okay, I don't remember you saying any of that.
No, I didn't. I just said it right now.
I didn't think so. Yeah. So what was my response, Pat? Come on.
Just
I was like,
brunched
you
with
didn't say that.
quote unquote Uncle Maven T, the afternoon of Cage 22. He is doing, all caps, very well. He grew tired of the quote unquote politics of independent pro wrestling, up to and including witnessing the ascent of the likes of Brett Lauderdale and Danny DeMonto
Bro, read this
into some
shit.
kind of figures in the game, knowing their origins and why are the last motherfuckers. Wait, hold on. And why they are the last motherfuckers anyone should be conducting this kind of business with. Did I read that well? Should I read it again?
No, you're perfect. Perfect.
I love this
Perfect.
comment by
It almost
Larry.
seems like that.
These
It
are
almost
great
seems
comments
like
this
whoever commented that knew that I brunched with Maven before Cage of Death and wanted to fucking like goad me about it. That's why I did that long fucking like, yo, yeah, I was just with him.
So tell us about your brunch with Maven T.
We had soul food.
So is that like chicken?
We had
like
soul
chicken
food.
and collard greens,
Everything.
ribs.
Soul. Everything. I didn't eat all that. But like whatever you can think of in your mind of like Southern soul food, it was a smorgasbord of that.
Sounds delicious.
And guess what? I got news for you. Look, I'll break. Oh, dude, I can't do it. I can't do it. But let me just say this much. Maven Bentley has always looked out for me being featured in things. He's always looked out for me being like the announcer of things when he couldn't do it, and always kind of like shouted me out as being like a good whatever. And he hooked it up. That's all I'm gonna say.
Sounds like a good guy.
So yeah,
All right,
I'm glad you read the
that's-
whole response and the comment, Pat. Now move on. But
That's
Chase,
it.
so
That's
far,
it. That's all there are.
Chase Orlock still got my fucking thumbs up to get the prize.
That's all there are. Brian, did you catch all of that? Can we do a giveaway?
What do you mean? Larry
It's over. That's
Larry
it,
It's over.
said
Brian.
Chase. Larry said Chase.
Right,
Chase
right.
Orlock gets the CD and the Akira card. Congratulations. And now, for next week, if you want next week's prize, you have to comment not on this live chat, but on the YouTube video once the show ends. You will get these two gummies. 100 milligrams each. You will get this Sadika. 100 milligrams of happiness, not anything besides happiness. And this Sadika sticker. And also, these Big Fucking Joe DVDs. And these DVDs were sent to me. I bought this DVD set, and apparently there was some kind of problem with whatever. So they resent a whole nother one. And I tested disc number 5. And on disc number 5, I watched the Daniel DeMonto versus Big Joe match, and it works just fine. So you're going to get these DVDs. So it seems that they're working. They might not, so you'll have this cool Big Fucking Joe disc.
Brian, did you
But-
hear that Sadika herself, that very sticker, she's returning to the chains.
What?
Ah,
What? What?
Chicago!
What?
She's returning to the chains.
I heard this. But, you know, I also hear things from birdies. Like birdies.
Wait,
that like to
what
talk,
is what are you
squawk.
talking
Wait a second,
about?
Listen to me,
What?
Larry.
Wait,
Larry.
what?
Sadika was announced. Sadika was announced to fight Cruel in the chains in Chicago. But I've heard that Sadika can't even
Sadika.
come to America because she needs working visa.
America.
So is she just being announced for this show so people buy tickets because everyone wants to see Sadika versus Cruel? So are they announcing this like they announced Sami Callihan, knowing that Sadika's not going to go, so they have to roll with the punches and find somebody else?
I mean, that is a lofty conspiracy theory that you have, Brian.
It's the only conspiracy that one can make from the fact that she's not able to enter America.
America.
Unless
Brian, when-
the ICW knows something that nobody else in the whole world
Well, they
knows.
might have friends. They might have friends at customs.
Brian, when is the
Birdies
show?
have friends. When is the show? I can tell you right now. This show was announced. Give me a second. I have to. Saturday, March 1st.
Don't we have a show that we're promoting that happens on Saturday, March 1st?
Sonia. Where's Sonia? Middle East.
Do we?
But don't we, the Boulevard Bullies, have a show that we're sponsoring that is on Saturday, March 1st, don't we?
Thought it
It's
was
Cambridge, Massachusetts, not Chicago.
No, absolutely.
We're not doing the Tommy Trainwreck show on March the
March
1st?
1st
we
is We
totally
Love
are.
Wrestling.
Isn't that something that
Yes.
our
We are
isn't that something
sponsoring
that we're on?
the
that
Death
is
Wish
like-
Cup. The Death Wish
Yeah,
Cup.
so
tournament.
we're hold on. Hold on. Brian, we are doing a show that we're sponsoring that we're attaching Boulevard Bullies to on March 1st in Chicago, correct?
Right.
And I am the announcer of that show that we're sponsoring in Chicago on March 1st, right?
Right.
That we pat Boulevard Bullies is about Tommy Trainwreck shit, right?
Right.
Yeah?
Yes.
And now Danny DeMonto is saying he's running Chicago. March
No.
1st.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. Sorry. It's Cambridge, Massachusetts. Sonia is, I guess, the
Okay.
name of the venue.
Yeah, that's the Cambridge, Massachusetts venue. Okay. So it's head to head. Tommy Trainwreck, We Love Wrestling, and DeMonto in Tommy Trainwreck's hometown of Massachusetts. And Sadika is coming back to the United States, and her first show is going to be No Holds Barred.
That seems to be what No Holds Barred is saying. That's going to be there's no other Sadika announced for America matches. There's no one else
And Brandon,
announced
you're
Sadika.
saying the conspiracy is that old packing DeMonto is just saying Sadika's going to be up there in Cambridge, knowing that it's going to be, we got to roll with the punches. It's going to be Cody Moorhart or whoever, like some like guy, and he's going to fight Cruel instead of Sadika. You're thinking that's what the angle is.
It's the hypothesis that I've drawn from these conclusions. And it's Cody Manhorn. Cody Manhorn did wrestle Atticus Cogar.
Well, Larry, what do you think of those hypotheses and conclusions? Doesn't seem so far-fetched. The flight, this and that.
I mean, I feel like I was recently on Deathmatch Elite or one of them deathmatch groups, and I was like, yo, I miss me a mortar. I was like, yo, I miss me a mortar. And I was talking about Sarika. I was like, yo, I miss me a mortar. And I tagged her. And Jaime Martinez, he said to me, soon, Bloody Legend, soon. Soon, you know? So if Sadika's not coming back to Loco first, I wonder. I wonder.
Huh.
It's all very strange.
I wonder.
And
I mean,
interesting.
I love Cruel. I
Who
love
doesn't?
Sadika. I love deathmatch wrestling, and I love Cambridge. But you would imagine that Sadika, after having been on a hiatus in Mexico, and maybe when she came back, she in Houston first. Maybe she's in Cambridge?
Unless they just haven't announced the Houston show yet. But
She's
they
not
haven't
in.
announced, they have not announced any kind of Houston Loco show with Sadika. No one has. Only No Holds Barred.
So, speaking of
Yo.
No Holds Barred, Brian, I feel
Is
like...
Icarus talking? Is Icarus talking? I'm sorry, Pat. Go ahead. It's your show.
Well, no, I mean, I'm trying to upload the Icarus.
Oh.
Trying to do it while we talk here. And I'm failing.
That's the way she goes.
One thing I overlooked as we were setting up.
It's okay. I'm curious to see. I love Sadika. Listen, one time I was sent to pick up Schlack from the airport in Chicago. But I ended up sending photographer Mateo to pick up Schlack. And I picked up Sadika. And I picked up Sadika because I picked up Ronimi. And Sadika was landing right after Ronimi. And I took Sadika on a tour de force of downtown Chicago. Just so she could take a few pictures in her mask in front of, you know, what is it, Lake Erie, Lake Michigan, Lake, one of them blue lakes.
Many Great Lakes.
And yo, DeMonto was so mad at me. He was so mad at me for like.
Why? Because you deferred?
Because the plan was I was to pick up Schlack. And he wanted Mateo to pick up Sadika because Mateo spoke Spanish.
That's fair. But she didn't give a fuck, obviously. She had a wonderful fucking time with the
She loved
goddamn
my
person.
ass. She loved my ass.
She loved Larry's ass.
She loved... Yeah. You look, she loved my ass, and I loved her ass back.
And you
And I
loved her
can't wait
ass
to
right
see.
back.
Can't wait to see her again. And I'm like, I said a deathmatch elite like a few months ago, Brian. You saw it. Where I was like, yo, where's Mia Motor? I'm like, I miss Mia Motor. Talking about Sadika, I miss her. I miss her. And Jaime said, soon, Larry, soon.
Pulling back the curtain, Sadika was supposed to come and be a guest on this show with Jaime, and he's going to be the translator.
Hi, mate.
I'm gonna see if I can make that happen for another.
And maybe Sadika can talk about Cambridge. Can Sadika talk about Cambridge to Jaime?
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. The winner of the giveaway was the guy that Larry said before was the winner of the giveaway. And next week, that's what you win, Larry's chosen boy. And next week, you win nerds and a sticker and DVDs.
John, Big Effin' Joe DVDs, edibles, and stickers. See, I'm paying attention.
So, speaking of ICW, everybody has been sliding into the Blvd Bullies DMs, wondering what I thought, wondering what we thought of this IC Dub weekend with all the characters that you've come to love. First and foremost, of course, 3 people who would rob, rape, and kill Brian in an alley. John Wayne Murdoch, Mittens, and Danny DeMonto. But people are telling me this is the match of 2025. This is the match of the year.
It's a bold statement.
Can I tell y'all? And I'm gonna just add fuel to the fire. Can I just tell y'all?
Tell us.
I watched Danny come out. I watched the lights go out. I watched the lights come back on. I saw it was John Wayne Murdoch. And I immediately stopped watching the broadcast.
Well, you're in the minority, Larry. Because it got the gang back together. And let me tell you something. I think it's only a matter of time before Ron Nemi, Saratoga Springs sparkling water drinker himself, gets a case of White Claw and goes and commentates that event. And I don't think that all these other pieces might fall into place until our beloved, the last piece of the puzzle, gets coerced and kissed on the lips to go back there, gang back together. John Wayne Murdoch is the first piece. I love it. I hate it.
I did watch the match. I saw the match. It was like you can't deny the fact like the dude like John Wayne Murdoch took a back bump on this gusset fucking object. Just like doing it, there was cool moments. There was cool moments, but it wasn't.
I feel like the clip that I saw that really started the red Provita flowing was Danny like took a gusset plate board and just
it was
smacked.
after. Dude,
well,
he did the
back
back
bump
and then smacks him.
Flat back. He did flat back bump onto the gusset board first.
Legendary, right? That's I mean, if you like deathmatch wrestling, that's legendary shit.
Yeah.
Like that, there was cool moments in the match, but overall, first of all, the match felt to me way drag. Like it felt like it went on way too long. Like whatever they were doing just felt
They were
very
telling
long.
a story.
I know, but the story wasn't great. I guess I didn't like the whole Mittens thing. The whole Mittens botch was
Saw
funny.
nothing. Saw nothing of
The
Mittens.
Mittens
Saw
botch was
nothing
very
of Mittens
funny.
in the until you just brought Mittens up. I had no idea he was a part of it.
Well,
Bro,
I
the
think
whole
it's so
I had
funny
no idea.
that
But you
Mittens-
watched the whole shit, so good.
By the way,
I will
former guest of this program,
Friend of the show.
who botched the very simple thing that we wrote for us at the end of our
On
thing.
our show,
And-
which made it
and-
very
and-
funny. It made it very funny. Made that fucking
But
moment.
has he? I don't know. I love the kid.
The whole botch was that the tubes. I mean, first he trips over the table that's the glass pane table that's set up in the middle of the ring, which is a little goofy. But then when he bumps into DeMonto, the tube bundle doesn't break. And then he looks, and then he tries to do it again.
Nah, that was the least of his worries. I feel like.
You know what?
The tubes
Talk
just
about
don't break.
this.
The tubes just don't break.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Now I'm excusing myself, Pat. I'll be back.
Okay.
You only have to. I'm a co-host. You can address me too, Larry.
Yeah, what's the deal, Larry? He's just leaving.
I will say that Mittens wasn't the only person. Larry, Mittens wasn't the only person that was having issues busting the tubes throughout the night, dude. And it wasn't. This has happened at the another event with
You think they froze?
Tarzan.
You think the tubes froze?
I think that people say that when in cold weather, the tubes do freeze up inside. There's liquid inside those tubes. There's some kind of liquid in light tubes. I don't know the freezing temperature of mercury, but the tubes harden. And it seems in cold weather, all of the wrestlers have issues breaking the tubes.
I think if you look back to every single spot that Mittens has been involved in, it's been janky, to say the least.
Not the tubes not breaking. I'm just saying specifically the tubes not
but every
breaking.
single thing, no matter what the heat or the
There's a
temperature
there's a trip,
or the
but he's a
barometer
goofy guy.
or the
He's a
sequence,
goofy kid.
every single thing that kid has ever been a part of has been a botch.
Yeah, because he's goofy. That's just who he is. He botches it, but it makes the moment funny because that's who he is. That's just who he is. The man wears Velcro shoes and he botches things.
Well,
but it's funny.
for comfort and convenience, I would think.
Comfort and convenience.
Not
And
because
that's
he
just
doesn't
the
know
way
how to
he
tie
is.
shoes.
Right.
I mean, he's been to England more times than me. He's about to go on his third tour of England. I can't even get over there once.
I think that Mittens deserves having these botched spots more than most people. Mittens works harder than most people in doing wrestling shit. He helps. He spends money.
The most important thing to remember about Mittens is that one time in his life, there was a guy who made fun of him. And then that guy's dad died. So karma's on Mittens' side. You know what I'm saying?
Well, somebody like Mittens that wears Velcro shoes would say something like that. And that's not, I mean, and I don't even think that he means ill will. He's just Mittens. And Mittens hates me.
What was the best match on ICW? Everybody's talking about the Killbilly.
Nathan Mowry versus Hoodfoot. 100% match of the night.
Match of the year.
So far. Nathan Mowry lit both of his legs on fire and then double leg drop kicked Hoodfoot through glass. And it was awesome. It is as cool as it sounds. It was perfectly done. And like people usually have lots of issues with fire. Nathan Mowry used fire multiple times throughout this match. There was multiple fire spots and just dope ass shit from Hoodfoot and Nathan Mowry. Larry, I wanted to ask you a question about your did you have an interaction with Hoodfoot at 7? And was it cordial? Did you hug
Yeah, we saw each other at the Airbnb. But
before it even happened? Before the shit even happened?
would you let me finish?
Sorry.
We saw each other at the Airbnb, and he came up from behind me. I didn't even realize he was in the Airbnb when I arrived, and he greeted me, and I said, "Oh God." I said, "Oh God." I said it 2 times. I was like, "Mo." I was like, "I'm glad to be back with you." He was like, "Yeah, man, me too." And we dapped it up. And then he asked if he could have one of the White Claw Surges, 8%.
You had
And I was
beers,
putting
you
it
had
in the
your
fridge
drinks.
at that very moment.
That's why I didn't
Yeah.
kill you, because you had booze.
That sounds lovely.
Classic.
Hoodfoot
Classic.
with the match
Yeah,
of
did
the
somebody
night with
ask you
Nathan
that?
Mowry.
Classic
somebody-
wrestling.
Bro,
No, I was just wondering.
Didn't-
I was just wondering because at first it was the whole on-site movement.
that
Sure,
was
I won't
RPW.
kill
You don't
you.
understand, Brian, about this shit of ours.
As long as I can
It
take
doesn't
one or two
really-
of those surges.
It doesn't really matter in certain companies. So that was RPW, John Wayne Murdoch, and Hoodfoot together. Being like, no Larry at RPW, okay? This is 7. Okay, this is 7 where Hoodfoot and I have existed before.
John,
Circle
I will say,
6,
John Wayne Murdoch was just on another podcast. The fuck is it? The GCW Weekly. And he says that he doesn't keep anybody from any company. He doesn't keep people from any. He doesn't take money from people's pockets. He is
Not from
what
the
he
pockets.
he has confirmed that what he did do was that he said that Drake Younger will never work in the chains because at that time John Wayne Murdoch was the locker room leader. He was the locker room leader of ICW, and Drake Younger said disparaging comments about abortion and his political views that John Wayne Murdoch did not agree with. And that's why John Wayne Murdoch says he will never work with Drake Younger.
Makes sense.
But
Makes sense
that's
to
the
me.
only person. That's the only person that John Wayne Murdoch ever said wouldn't work at a company.
It's the
He
only
is
time
willing
ever.
to do business with anybody as long as they pay him the money.
All right. Well,
That's what he said. He said this on the GCW
I'm glad we cleared that
Game
up.
Changer Weekly. Game Changer Weekly.
Yeah, it's not GCW
Another-
affiliate. I think it's just Game Changer Weekly, the podcast.
No, but they're GCW. They're fans.
I don't
They're
think.
fans.
I think they're just. I think
the
their
man's wearing a
letters
GCW.
are.
She's wearing a GCW
I don't
shirt.
know. I think it's just Game Changer Weekly is different than Game Changer Wrestling. I
Yeah, but
just
they're
don't know if
fans of
that's
the
affiliated,
GCW
Brian.
product. Not
Can you-
they're not affiliated with GCW. They are fans of GCW
Right, the
and call
GCW
their product
podcast.
No,
Game
well, there
Changer
is a
Weekly.
GCW pay. You have to pay for the GCW. You have to pay for their Patreon in order to hear the GCW podcast.
Well, either way,
this
one way or the other, Game
is
Changer,
Game Changer
Weekly
Weekly.
had John Wayne Murdoch on the program.
Right.
And he said he'll basically squash the beef and allow himself to get attacked in a parking lot by anybody at any time as long as a promoter is willing to pay him.
He said that he did what he could to make that situation as easy as it could go.
We were talking about
He-
Drake Younger talking right here on this program.
Oh, you're saying what Drake Younger said. Well, John Wayne Murdoch completely
listen,
went
Brian.
against. I'm sorry. We drink, we smoke on this show.
Get with it, Brian.
Pat.
Get with it, Pat. Hey, what did John Wayne Murdoch say on Game Changer Weekly about Drake's comments about him on Boulevard Bullies? Saying that
Well,
the
the
beef
Game
was
Changer
squashed.
Weekly did
Drake was
cite
just
they
on-
name dropped.
He was just on with his life, building the highways and byways.
Yep. And then Game Changer Weekly were nice enough fellows they name drop Blvd Bullies versus the World, and they said that
We?
Drake was on the show. They
We
named
gotta-
we. They named
Oh,
we.
but we're not. That's not affiliated with Lauder.
No, not affiliated.
Oh,
No, it's Game Changer Weekly, Larry. It's
They are
Game
fellow
Changer
podcasters.
We're bigging them up. Our names were mentioned by who were we mentioned by just recently? Meltzer or something talking about Nikki.
Fightful.
And
It was Fightful.
Yeah, we were mentioned by a bunch of people. So they wanted you to say her name.
Well, Game
They
Changer
like
like,
her
was
name.
the
Blvd
interview
Bullies.
John Wayne Murdoch. That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Okay.
John Wayne Murdoch basically says that Drake Younger, what he said on this show, wasn't completely true.
Not completely accurate,
Because
Larry.
John Wayne Murdoch went on to say that Drake Younger did, in fact, come up from behind him while he was on the phone. And he just did not react because he was ready to go to work. He did not want it to happen to
He was
trip and
stretching.
fall. He was
He was
on
like
the
in the parking lot stretching.
he was on the phone. He was technically on the
he's on
phone.
the phone.
He's on the phone
That's what he said.
stretching.
And he said Jimmy Lloyd was there. He was looking to Jimmy Lloyd for assistance.
A different boy.
And he said that the punches from Drake Younger felt like it was very wrestling. And he kind of made it seem like Drake might have been trying to make a work from doing what he was doing
Do a thing, maybe.
and not really beat up Drake Younger as to make it a business work,
Huh.
is what Jane Wendy had to say on his
So,
podcast.
so Brian, remember when Drake did that match down at Loco, and it was against that one wrestler, who's actually Sadika's husband, I think.
Sadika.
You know what I'm talking about?
Lowrider.
Lowrider. And like Lowrider, like I guess went into business for himself and like wasn't going with what like was the whatever plan. And Drake was like, oh no. You're not gonna just do some shit to me.
That
I'm a
guy
vet.
is Sadika's husband? That guy from that
Yes.
match and that clip with Drake Younger is Sadika's husband?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Yeah, bro.
All right, keep going. I'm sorry. What in God's name?
Guy.
The guy, it might as well have been
it's
Jimmy
wild,
Controversy.
That's so. I mean, we like Jimmy Controversy on this show.
Might as well have been Jimmy.
I like
Just a
Lowrider.
guy. Might as well
I
have
like
been mittens with
Lowrider.
his Velcro goddamn shoes.
Lowrider is a very underrated boy.
Yeah, okay, I'm sure.
He
Ask
did
Drake
make
Younger.
lost him,
Drake
but
Younger's
him
out
and
here
Drake
building
for his
highways
Him
and
and Drake
byways.
had an altercation, and we talked about it.
What
we
does Drake
talked about
Younger
it on
think of this guy? This
podcast.
guy's building highways.
Pat.
He's building
talked about it on this-
railroads.
Okay, Pat. I know he is, but we talked about on this broadcast about how Lowrider got cute with Drake Younger, and Drake as a vet had to fucking ball him up and be like, you're not doing this shit to me. So now John Wayne Murdoch is saying that Drake kind of did that shit to him while he was on the phone in the parking lot, and Drake just rolled up on him and was like, let's work, brother. And John Wayne Murdoch's like, what are you doing?
He said that because of the way that he.
Like,
Yeah. He said it. The whole thing was
you
very
know what I'm
strange.
saying? Like,
And
this
he
is
said
like,
that he had tried to say that Drake Younger was like fucked up on drugs because the way that Drake Younger hit him felt it like didn't even feel like he was trying to like it felt like he had no strength. Like it was, it's I kind of sway to believe what John Wayne Murdoch was saying.
You're a piece of shit for thinking that, Brian. How dare
Am
you?
I a piece of shit?
How dare you?
John Wayne Murdoch may be a soft man who gets offended easily, but he seems like a nice guy. He's not, he
All
doesn't.
right, okay, duly noted. Larry,
He
what
easily
do you
offended
believe
boy.
the truth to be?
I haven't seen either of them since that incident. I've talked to Drake on here, but I haven't seen either of them since that incident. And I know them both very goddamn well. So until I see either one of them, I can't really like speak on it. Besides, I thought it was very wild that I was being sent a Facebook live of Drake, like,
He went live.
yeah, dude. Like, I could not believe
Like
that
he was
Drake-
cutting a promo, kinda.
I could not believe that. And I was like, whoa, what? And Drake was out of breath. Like he had just been in a scuffle. I know Drake, I know Drake, he's got great cardio. Drake's got some great cardio, bro. He's not really gonna be, winded unless he's really doing some shit. So, and then he kind of walked the shit back on our thing and was like, John Wayne Murdoch's not a bitch, you know.
I did that interview alone, and I tried to keep getting hateful comments out of him, and he was there with his lawyer, Mike from 7, and I was outnumbered. It was a handicap match. And I was
also,
like, hey.
This comment from Chase Orlock in the comments here saying that he's nice enough to get people pulled from shows sounds like a great guy, but John Wayne Murdoch denies getting anybody pulled from any show. John Wayne Murdoch says that he never got somebody pulled.
Brian, bad take.
He's
Brian Wayne Murdoch over here.
No,
John,
I will call the boy Jane Wendy. Jane Wendy.
He's calling him Jane Wendy at the same time.
Easily offended, but he's a nice guy.
Well, if
you could be a nice guy.
Bad take, Brianna.
You could call me that if you want.
He's not a girl.
He does. John Wayne Murdoch, he says that he can take shit. He doesn't mind being the chicken shit heel. He'll wear a diaper and do funny things. He just wants to make money. He doesn't care.
I'll tell you this. I think that him taking the flat back on the board of gussets was one of the stupider things I've seen in my life.
Guys, listen.
In what way? It's a death match.
Yeah,
people go face first into a fucking gusset board plate or gusset fucking wall.
I can't with you. What time is it?
It's early, Larry.
We're all fucked up, and now it's like nobody can say anything. It's okay. Well, it's 8:30. What else? Can we go to Is the Cowboy ready? That's what I'm waiting on, the Cowboy.
Oh my God.
That's when I would have pissed. I would have pissed when the Cowboy. Not upload it.
I'm trying to figure out how to get the Cowboy. Jeez, thanks, Larry, for putting me on the spot here.
Well, I know what we're doing. I know I'm late. I let the boys' cats out.
Whatever,
look, if we can't do the Cowboy, we can't do the Cowboy. Why don't we talk about deathmatch drama?
Well, it's too late now, Larry.
Is it ready?
No.
Talk about deathmatch drama.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with this Cowboy video, dude.
Brian, deathmatch drama. Chase Orlock wins.
I hate this show. I hate this fucking
What is going on? Chase Orlock saying what is going on with this BJW thing. They've got some star power, but they're actually booking it like what? Like, I'm with that, bro. It's just not the same. And I love that they all got their Rivera jackets. I'm not after a Rivera jacket as an announcer. So I feel like I can kind of look at it objectively, you know? And it took a while, but Mickey got on over there on some major shit. But it's not the same. It's just. Shout out Eric Dillinger. Shout out Akira.
Would you agree that they probably buy their Rivera jackets from the restaurant?
What?
Would you agree that they most likely just buy those jackets, either silver or blue, from the restaurant when they're there?
I was told from the round table in Deathmatch Elite that receiving a Rivera jacket from the restaurant is a rite of passage. There is no paying for that jacket. They receive that jacket from the good people of that steakhouse. So it is still a special sacred thing to these wrestlers to receive that jacket, because not everybody just gets handed or can just buy. Well, you could buy it, but it's special because they don't buy it.
I mean, I guess in a lot of ways, Pat, right there what Brian just illustrated is the boom in 2024 of getting a tour of Japan. Because if you get a tour of Japan, it doesn't matter. You're getting a Rivera jacket. And that's almost like your Hall of Fame plaque in a small way. If the motherfuckers are not rolling into the Rivera jacket store, the bar, and swiping their Visa or American Express or MasterCards for those silver and blue coats, that definitely is something that I would want to have as a wrestler, as a worker in my career.
Special.
And think about it, Pat, did Akira get one? Is Akira a Revere jacket wearer?
Oh, he's had one for a
think he ever
long
cared
time, Larry. You know
he's
this about
probably
him.
vegan. Is he vegan?
Long
He's
deserving.
bisexual. I know he's bisexual. I don't know if he's vegan.
Oh, come on, Brian.
Well, yeah,
Come on.
it
That's a
doesn't-
fact. I know that's a fact that I know of Akira. He has also made Kira. That's what I know. I don't know if he's a vegan. He got his feet rubbed by Necro Butcher because Necro Butcher thinks he is the
in
future.
Japan.
In Japan.
In Japan. Well, keep talking about it. Let's get into Beastman.
Do you hate Beastman?
I love Beastman. He's he's herking,
Don't
he's
ask
hucking,
us,
he's
Brian.
shucking.
Talk about what the people are talking about, Brian. Talk about what the people are talking about. Brian laid it, or Pat laid it out. Talk about what are they talking about, Beastman?
They're very upset. They're very upset because he's rather new to the death match scene, but he did so well in his death match debut, if you will.
Beat Schlack.
Beat Schlack in the first match. Very good match though, dude. Like I know I get it. I get like it's a tournament and there's a time and a place for things, but it made Beastman be a fucking beast. If you beat Schlack, you're a fucking beast. And this is in Japan. So it's not like it's these people. I mean, do they follow all of Schlack's matches in America? Like they just know Schlack is coming from America to their Japanese deathmatch tournament.
My sources
He's
online.
a guest. Schlack is a guest to these these American people are guests coming to the Japanese tournament.
My sources online are telling me that Beastman and Mickey Knuckles are now an item.
I care more about Larry's opinion than Beastman dating Mickey Knuckles.
Larry?
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, what better time, what better place to go to the Cowboy? Brian, shush.
The Blvd Bullies, it's Tuesday, it's time to get down with the get down. You understand what I'm talking about? We just had a monumental moment in professional wrestling, folks. It happened. Some say it's so catastrophic that it's changed the atmosphere of pro wrestling for the better. But then there's others that said the ads were too much. Their brains exploded like playing Destroy All the Humans. That's what was taking place. Brains were popping, camera angles were popping, drones were flying, and there was bloodshed. And it was and yeet and all of that, and blunts being smoked.
Worried about what you may be inhaling on your way to compete for a moment.
I smelled it. He ain't let me inhale it.
What was the last thing? I'm sorry.
Is this what we doing? Come
on.
He's playing.
I ain't trying. I was trying. I had to.
Oh, great.
Yeet, though. Yeet.
That was your.
There was little kids over there too. Oh, shit, you know?
In professional wrestling WWE, folks, Travis Scott showed up with a blunt of that za, and Jey Uso wanted some of that za, but he had to go to work.
What's he talking
and that's
about?
what he did was go to work. Yeet time. He's
Yeah,
a
you want
priceless
to be in
heirloom.
control.
I'm talking about
I didn't watch
wrestling that some don't want to talk
Sorry.
about, so we'll talk about deathmatch. How about Beastman?
it. You know time?
Beastman's that dude, and he might be the president in 2036 because he speaks proper English that only people with high brain capacities can only understand, and I husk because I'm a husky kind of guy. And John Wayne Murdoch and Danny DeMonto, to some, they will fucking shroud like a newborn baby from that name, but They put on a clinic, and that was a bloodbath. Nathan Mowry is a sadistic bastard that set himself ablaze. It was a good time. We need more Killbilly. It was a good time.
Good.
Professional wrestling in 2025 is in a good place. I'm high as the son of a bitch. It's a good time, and I'm a cowboy. And yeehaw, damn it. Back to you fuckers over
20
there.
minutes.
Have a good one, and I have no problem arguing if you want me
You can go
to.
over, I don't care.
And also,
Oh boy.
fuck Hulk Hogan, the booing was priceless. America, fuck yeah.
All right, well, there you have it. Larry, you were clamoring for it. The thoughts of a cowboy, and he's basically just echoing what we've been saying this whole show. He's saying the Beast Man is here to stay. He's saying that the Killbilly, Nathan Mowry, is here to stay. He's saying that John Wayne Murdoch, despite his opinions, and Donnie DeMonto, in spite of his just overall shitty energy and attitude and aura that he carries with him throughout his entire life, put on a clinic. ICW's back. WWE is back. Rhinestone Cowboy says that it's the best time to be a wrestling fan. Except if you're a fan of GCW. So let's close the show with that. They just announced Megan Bain versus Atticus Kogar. You got to assume that it's going to be some kind of murder porn, weird Beyond Wrestling thumbnail cash grab that ends in Joey Janela coming out and somehow being crucified, and both of them come to go to the hospital, and then something else happens and something. Larry, care to weigh in? You know Brett more than I do.
Megan, money. Addie, money. New York, money. You gotta put the money with the money.
Seems
I don't
like
think that match announcement has sold one single more ticket.
I was just going to show you that not one more ticket. You can't see the picture in the phone, can you? There you go. You can, there's a lot of tickets here after these announcements of this.
Are there three
show.
front row tickets that we could get?
No, I will say that the front row is gone.
How about
we
second?
all wear neon
Second
hats,
row.
you
How about
think we
second?
could bother
There's
him?
availability in the second row.
3?
No, only 2 together.
How about third? 3?
Third, oh yeah, third row. Now you got
Third row, we're in, dude.
You got your good pickings.
We're in. Hard cam, third row. Let's go.
Yeah, you got some pickings there. Then you keep going up, you get more pickings. And
What's
Dr.
the date?
Redacted, our friend Dr. Redacted was announced.
Should we go? What's the date?
It's January 19th, Sunday.
I'm in Houston.
It's a shit day.
I'm in Houston.
Yeah,
You
this
think
was
AJ Gray's going to be there? Brian, you think AJ Gray's going to be back on the Hammerstein?
No.
I think
No,
we need
I think
to figure
AJ
out
went
somebody.
somewhere.
If Larry's not going to be able to be there, we need to find out who can we hire for personal security.
Sean.
I would rather have Sean's brother fight for me than Sean. I'd rather have
miss
Pork
Sean's
Chop
brother.
Express.
Yeah, because you like that Sean's brother participates in the fantasy football, and Sean just is like, fuck you, bro.
He makes really good hamburgers too.
He makes great hamburgers,
Indeed.
Larry.
Indeed. Mouth is watering for some of that meat right now.
Larry, plug your Juicy Hot Dog T-shirts before I let you go home.
Listen, I only got one XL and one double XL. Actually, the double XL is sold, but it's one of those things where the guy's like, "Oh, I'll get it from you at the anniversary show on 222." in Atlantic City for CCW, and I'm like, brother, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be there. If someone fucking sends me the money for that one and these are all just ones I wanted to have printed off to see with the quality. I wanted to just see like shit that I'm plugging, like what it looks like. So I got a small. No wait, I got a large. I got a medium, large, extra large, double XL. They look great.
Do you wanna mass distribute it on Blvd Bullies Big Cartel?
Sure.
Just made to order anywhere on the globe.
Like Pro Wrestling Tees.
Like Pro Wrestling Tees, except it's us.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not mine.
Right. Somebody else put out.
so-
Somebody else put out the design.
Yeah. I just am promoting it.
Oh shoot!
It's a dope ass
So
design.
Blvd Bullies can just like reshare my shit, like in
Yeah, I guess we could do
I always
that.
tag you in, and you always reshare.
But Patrick is saying once they're gone, it's an
Yeah, it could
option
be.
to put it on to
Put them on like a white hoodie. Make it a breast of a white track jacket.
Dude, it's like a members only.
You put it on the butt of a sweatpant like juicy hot dogs.
Put it on.
It's clever.
Put it on a cummerbund.
Put it on a bun of cum.
You see where I'm going?
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think I want to end the show right now, and I don't think I want to do a members only. I think it's just New Year, new me. I'm going to go to sleep. Make myself some dinner and go to
I
sleep.
mean, we probably got some other shit. With me not having Godson, because I'd be gone right now. If Godson, I'd be gone.
Yeah, but you were complaining 15 minutes ago.
Was I? I was. I'm sorry.
Truth Seek
Wasn't, no,
volunteers
I
to be
wasn't.
Hammerstein security. He's 6'4".
Should be a wrestler. If you're 6'4".
Hammerstein
That
has
sounds like
12
fucking
matches on the card.
Brent.
Talk about overbooked. Seems like they're trying to make up for a shit show. Well, I think that's what happened last year or last time. Is that they sold out the show before booking the card. There was no need to have Jeff Jarrett or all these people on the show. They had already sold it out before a match was announced.
Jeff Jarrett was totally on the show. He fought Effie.
But the tickets were sold before he was announced.
He didn't even take his
right.
overcoat off.
Didn't
Right,
even take his
I-
coat off. So now
This whole
and then,
card
like,
was
the
supposed to
whole-
make up for the last show.
the whole art direction, the whole marketing campaign is GCW on the world or whatever becomes the people versus. And they're leaning into their poor booking decisions. They had a whole vignette. By the way, a vignette full of guys that weren't originals trying to convince you that they were originals. Guys and girls. But hey,
Who?
whatever. I'm
Like a
guilty.
bait front and center.
I didn't
I'm
watch
guilty. And Brett Lauderdale, the fucking egomaniac that he is, who is the sole person responsible for this criticism, has the wrestlers, the very wrestlers that got undercut and undermined, who he made do the job to Jeff Jarrett and Ruby Soho, he has the very wrestlers say that they are guilty. Even though the one person who is guilty is Brett. Effie ain't guilty of trying to do his best with Jeff Jarrett and losing. He's doing his job. But hey,
Facts.
the new art style is we're guilty. We're all guilty. So what do? They do They do a gimmick with fucking Matt Cardona and Chris Jericho. They have a whole Atticus Kogar. All 5'6" and 170 pounds of him. He's the one who's not guilty because he got screwed on the show that sucked years ago.
Yeah, he didn't have to job to anybody, so he's not guilty.
So thank you for letting me go on a tirade. I guess I will just
It's
pose the
okay.
question to both of you gentlemen. who know much more than I and have your finger on the
No.
pulse much more than I.
Do I?
No.
I will say this. Where are we going? What are we doing leading up to Hammerstein?
You
I
make a lot of
barely-
valid points.
Where are we going? What are we doing?
I barely care. I'm not excited. I was completely excited for the first show, and this is just completely different vibe.
Did you go to the first show, Brian?
I got COVID and I gave Patrick the goddamn ticket.
I went.
Patrick, did you go?
He did. He's front
I
and center with his green hat.
immersed myself.
Chad Mintz
Was Marcus
says that he
Crane-
threw you
was
out.
Marcus Crane still alive for that show?
Is it possible that I got kicked out of the show? No, Marcus Crane was. If he was still alive, which I think he might have been, he was. I don't think he was on the show. I could be mistaken.
But was he there?
No, Marcus Crane was not on that show. But I
Did
don't
I
know
see
if he was.
Marcus-
But was
I
he there?
saw
What
Kit
was the year of
Osborne.
the GCW first show? 2021?
2021.
2021.
Right after Tremont. It was like right after the Tremont Onita show, which
Well,
was
and
the last time I saw Marcus Crane.
Same. And I think
Huh.
I can't
I'm trying to
recall.
remember now.
I don't know.
I don't remember. To be honest with you, it's quite
The
possible.
chat. How about
Chad
the
Mintz
chat?
might have walked me out of that show. He might have escorted me out of that show. I have no recollection or memory. I was completely blackout drunk for the
Well,
show.
whatever it was, it had to have been at the very, very end because at the main event, you were clearly seen in the front row having a wonderful time with your green hat.
Had you
Yo,
there in the front row?
I'll tell
yeah,
you
for the
this.
main event, 100%. Nick Gage and Matthew Tremont versus the
Briscoes.
the Briscoe brothers, and Patrick was there front row with his green hat.
I completely let go of the popcorn in the lap incident. I completely let go of all the things that I was angry about. And when I was there for that first time, I heard Brett in the middle of the ring right before they went live go, and he's been saying the same thing for 5 years now.
December
GCW came from
27th.
nothing. I came from nothing. And you know what? It was just the right time and the right place for me to be like, hell yeah. I love you, Brett. I love you, Brett the Hitman Lauderdale, shit referee, little troll boy. Good for you. I love you so much.
And he got kicked out.
And when did Marcus pass, bro?
It was
When did
December
Marcus pass?
27th, 2021.
And when was that show?
I think it was in January of 2022, to be honest with you. I think it was in January, but I think it was definitely after the Halloween show that we went to, the Tremont Onita Garble. This GCW show
I'm sorry, I don't
was
know my
after.
dates because I'm
Yeah,
old.
I don't know my dates either.
You're
We
bad
shouldn't
with
even be talking
dates.
about
I'm
this.
bad with names.
It's
I know,
probably
I'm sorry.
dangerous. Why?
Yeah, we'll get shut out.
Yeah, we'll get shut down.
We've never been shut down.
Spoke to Drew Blood for a little deathmatch drama. Drew Blood hit me up the other day, y'all. Y'all, do you know how many years it was before I realized that Drew Blood's name was like a thing? Like I was announcing him for years as Drew Blood, and I didn't even realize what his name was.
I don't get it. What's the thing with Drew Blood?
He drew blood.
Drew blood.
Indeed.
Yeah, no.
Years, bro. Years before I realized, oh shit, this motherfucker
pun.
draws blood.
It's a pun.
It's a
Yeah.
pun.
Yeah.
A great name.
See what he did
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I do. But I didn't I didn't reverse. I'm like, oh, Drew Blood. I'm like, oh, Drew Blood.
Did you figure it out,
Oh,
or did he
Drew
tell you?
blood.
It took one time that I saw him drawing blood.
Drew
bloodied a motherfucker.
blood.
Well, here's the thing, Pat. I could have very well
Oh.
said, Pat, I could have very well said, Andrew Blood. I could have very well said his full name, his government, Andrew.
Andrew blood.
Andy Blood.
Andy
Blood.
Andrew Blood. He sucks.
How's that
No.
deathmatch drama?
No. I don't know, but Ryan, I was pitching it to you. You know the Chad Minis garble league up.
First Hammerstein was 1-2-3-2-2.
22.
So long after the death and perishment of Marcus Kron.
It was a month. It was hardly a month.
Was it a year and a
It
month?
was the first time I ever had COVID. Busted my COVID cherry.
Thanks to Ron, Dirty Ron, you were able to attend that show, Pat.
Right.
That's what they say.
I don't think Dirty Ron gave Brian COVID, though.
Might have.
I feel like thanks to Dirty Ron, we were all able to see that 24-hour stream in Philly at Voltage.
I love that.
I
cold
think,
room.
yeah, I think
that was a
that's where-
cold room show.
The very freezing
Bro,
cold room
I watched
show.
it all night. And they just kept having Terry Funk come up and go,
Forever!
forever. And then I remember at like 4:24 in the morning, Brett gets on and he's like, "We hear you guys. We'll stop."
We came
right
from
now."
nothing. GCW came from nothing. I came from nothing. He's been saying the same promo for 10 years.
New Year, same him.
Who,
For
who
10
came
years.
from something, bro? Everybody came from something. What are you talking about?
So, yeah, let's get three.
What else?
Let's get 3 third-row tickets, hard cam side.
I'd love it. I'll be in Houston.
With Sadika.
Fly me out of Houston to New York, and I'll come.
Will you and
Brian,
Sadika come?
you do it, Brian. Get me out of Houston and New York, and I'll come.
My New Year's resolution was to spend the least amount of money possible this year, and I've already tarnished this New Year's resolution by giving Lindsay Snow $50.
Hey, everybody, tune in next week for Lindsay Snow.
I love Lindsay. She was at the Bloodsport, my last GCW show.
So, Larry,
People
we're
assume
going
he's
to let
Sakai.
you take the lead because, you know, like, it's unlikely that I'm going to do the proper research.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I've
like that
announced
too.
her a bunch of times. I've announced her for No Peace Underground. I've announced her for XP Dub. I've announced her for, what was that last thing we were just talking about?
Larry, are you going to call her out for scamming Brian out of $50, or are we going to leave that to the chat?
No ho.
I'm seeing,
I'm not
I'm seeing in the
scammed.
chat.
I'm happy to bring people on this show.
We'll see. We'll see if she does a proper.
Brian likes a guest. That's the reason I'm even on here. Since Brian wanted me as a, right?
I don't have to pay you, Larry, though.
Rugby guest.
It's Quidditch.
Oh, we should ask her about Narcanning the chick at New Fair City last.
Do you think that that was not going to be my first question?
See,
I'm
he's
so
relying
excited.
on me trying to put me on the spot when you were already like into the everything, bro.
I'm so excited.
Like Brian got it.
All right. I don't really have anything else to talk about. Hey, Happy New Year, guys. Last I saw y'all, it was 2024.
I did a show over the weekend.
What'd you do?
It's called FWA, Federated Wrestling Alliance. They run out of the same place DJ Hyde and CZW had been running all those Maryland shows out of. I did that.
I feel like that name is a little redundant. Like a federation and an alliance is kind of like the same thing.
You know, I'm so
It's
glad
kinda
that
like the same
you
thing, Larry.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Brian, because you know I am Larry Legend, the legendary one, and sometimes it's the redundancy of a thing that makes kind of like
You're not. See, that's
slightly-
not redundant. That's an alliteration. This is not an alliteration in this company. It's just redundant. Your name makes sense and is lovely because it's an alliterated redundancy. Not this.
It's not even really redundant. It's just alliteration. Larry Legend.
Well, the L is redundant, you could say.
Okay, anyway,
That's
look,
alliteration.
the Federated Wrestling Listen,
Right.
the Alliance of Federates. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are the Federated
That's
Alliance.
redundant. That's redundant.
That's all
And
I'm
we
saying.
wrestle.
And
we
they
I get
also
it.
wrestle.
The Federated Alliance wrestles, and they wrestle. Listen, they wrestle out of Havanagrace, DJ CZW's old building. So I did it. It was great. These shows are on a Sunday at 4, so I'm usually home by 8:30. I love it. And great wrestling. So check us out.
Their
If anything,
alliance that
look at my
has
story
been
on Instagram,
federated
look
that
at my
also
tweets
wrestles.
on Twitter, and you can see, look at my Facebook story and see it. So I'm not just like talking about it on here. But yeah, Federated Wrestling, a lot of guys on it, a lot of girls on it, a lot of action. And me.
We come for Larry.
Brian, with all that's been said and all that's been done over this past week, the first week of 2025, with Beastman being the breakout star of the year of 2025, potentially match of the year being John Wayne Murdoch versus Danny DeManto of 2025, potentially promotion of the year being the WWE with their new Netflix deal. What was your favorite match to watch in this past week?
It's
As a
going to have to
true-blooded
be
fan.
Nathan Mowry versus Hoodfoot Mo Atlas. Everybody should go watch that.
I love that
match.
for you. I love that for those guys. I'm so happy that Larry squashed the beef with Mo. Larry, what was your favorite wrestling moment of the last week? Of the new beer.
I mean, I guess it's twofold. It's twofold. It's AEW debuting on Max and WWE debuting on Netflix. This is it, to quote legendary Michael Jackson. AEW is now available on HBO Max or whatever, Max. And WWE is now putting all their fucking eggs into Netflix. This is a big fucking deal. And this is a really good time for the deathmatch tournaments that are going on in Japan. For the NJPW G1, there's shit that's going on. For the CMLLs, for their, luchador stuff that's going on. For the Cage of Death, for all of that's going on. Right now, while the two big guys are out there, this is when the underground, punk rock motherfuckers really start percolating with the new fucking system that's going to feed the Max and the Netflix. So that's my moment of the week. Is like, we got these two, the WCW and WWF of our generation. Now
they're inspiring.
Yeah, for my piece of the pie. And my piece of the pie is Blackout, Team Pazuzu, DJ Hyde, Danny DeManto, Brett Lauderdale. I want Cornette talking about us in that conversation. Because we are collectively the ECW of a generation. All of the indies make up the ECW of this generation. So yeah,
I totally agree.
Good.
And I would love
It's
for
good.
that fucking Sideshow Bob woman to trade in her glittery blazer
I like Alicia.
and her
I like
bullshit
her.
over the top theater kid act that nobody's
Leave her
buying.
alone. Leave her alone.
I
Pat.
would
We like
love to
Alicia.
trade that in to see Larry Legend. Lights go like this. You know, when they do the main event? And what better sparkly shoed motherfucker for there to be standing right there other than this Samantha Irvin wannabe, who, by the way, is not only a Larry ripoff, but like couldn't ring announce like Larry. So Larry inspired her to become a singer. And then through being a singer, she decided to be a ring announcer. She couldn't even chop it. That wasn't even her first goal.
The only way it's gonna happen.
She
Pat,
showed up with a
the only way
fucking
it's gonna-
flute on America's Got Talent. Like a chump.
The only way it's
Like
gonna
an idiot.
The only way it's gonna happen. The only way it's gonna happen is if Rico brings her in as his personal, and Mox brings me in as his personal, and we have a ring announcer battle right there for some big shit in AEW. It's the only way it's gonna happen.
You need,
'Cause
you
I'm
need
not going
somebody to
over
bring
there.
them in as your personal.
Exactly. That's my fucking thing.
Why wouldn't how about Baltimore's own Swerve?
He's not from Baltimore. You're getting your black guys mixed up. Swerve is from fucking Tacoma, Washington. Swanee.
Oh, Swanee. You need
from
Swanee. Okay,
Baltimore.
Swanee's Baltimore. Swanee's Baltimore. My
He's
bad.
on Impact. He's on Impact. I'm saying like the only way I'm going to AEW is if
Oh,
Rico.
shit, you're right, Larry. I got my black guys mixed
Yeah,
up.
I know what I'm talking about.
All right, I'm done with this shit. Sorry the show sucked.
You know,
I
you're
like that.
your own worst. You're really my son. It's 6 after 9 on 10, 12, 1, 7. Hey, wish Christina Diamond a happy belated. Her birthday was 1-1.
My God, let me just say, the most important thing for me that happened this week is that Christina Diamond celebrated another year on this earth.
What a goddess.
What a Italian gabagool goddess amongst us, walking and breathing amongst us, just strutting her stuff right here
And
on
she
this
came to our-
planet.
She comes to my shows. She's the one friend that comes out. I love her, and I'm glad she's born and can celebrate another year on this earth.
I look forward to having a conversation with her in another 5 years.
Yo, and shout out Dave McCall of the
Oh,
Rap.
and happy
Today's
birthday,
his
Dave
birthday.
McCall.
Shout out Dave McCall of the Rap. Today's
One
his
half of the
birthday.
rep.
Yeah, the Rap. Yo,
Another good guy. Another guy I like.
Pat, do you realize that it was the Rep that was about to kick you out of that tournament of death for doing something really rowdy, and me coming in between you and being like, hey, this is my guy. I said to I think it was Nate. I think it was the Sagittarius.
Oh, was
Nate,
it because
who
we were
was
just
really-
sitting on the other side of the guardrail during their match?
And well, he was kind of trying to get you out of there. And you were like, okay, you're doing your job. You're security. We know you're a student. We know you're trying to get your moment here in Tournament of Death.
Yeah,
And I
show
came
them
in
how
between
much you
y'all, and I
care.
was like, yo, yeah. Do you remember that?
I do. I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, Nate was trying to get your ass out for doing something. And I saw the kerfluffle, and I was like, this is my guy. He's good. Come on.
I'm
Do your
good.
security
I'm
over
good.
there.
I'm fine.
Yeah. You were mad, though. You were firing up.
You're not
you were
impressing
firing
anybody.
up when I'm right there in the Tournament of Death, and I was like, oh, no. I was like, this is going to get bad, because he was green at the time. He wasn't a thing. He was just, yellow shirt. I'm here,
All right, Truth Seek, you're about to
Here
get
you
banned
go.
from this chat. No podcast ever pays for guests because it's mutually beneficial. How about this? You're not invited next week,
What's that?
then.
He's not. He's talking about the GCW having to pay for the GCW pod to hear it.
Oh,
He was
okay.
disparaging.
Oh, yeah, we give our shit away
Patreon.
for
Oh, yeah,
free.
you're cool.
Yeah,
You're
you
cool.
don't gotta
Like I
pay
said,
for
you're
us.
cool.
You don't gotta pay
Right
for us.
there, you can watch this
We're
show for
We
free.
get high.
You don't have to pay for this show.
Oh, I see. I see.
Right,
what
you
you're
almost
saying.
you almost shat on the boy.
Yeah, don't get it twisted, Pat. They're not coming for us.
Brian's
Right.
rich. Who cares? So I'm saying, just think it's
Paid
weird.
for my
to save
head.
money. Hey,
Both.
what's that foot? Is that your foot over there? What's going on with that black foot?
You just noticed the foot now? It's been there the whole night.
Guys, so pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, okay? Come on.
Who's that? What's that foot?
That's funny. I think it's funny that you thought it was Larry's foot.
Larry, how's your foot over there? No podcast ever pay guests? We'll show you.
Hey, we're way past time.
We'll show you who never pays guests.
Send this away. This is rare that I'm even here.
Hey,
Rare
whether you are
occurrence.
a staunch supporter and family member
next Thursday.
of the Boulevard Bullies, whether you are a hater and a screen recorder of the Boulevard Bullies, or whether you're just a black-ass foot on a couch somewhere, I just got to tell you that we love you, that we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Comment if you want to win the thing that we said before, and then tune in next week to hear the comment, and then we'll just keep it going like X-Men or a to be continued like R.L. Stein type of thing. However, if you are our enemy, you're lucky. Congratulations on 224. Sorry you lived. But in this year, I think I speak for everyone when I say, die slow! And all your loved ones as well. Until next time, out of time, bye-bye!
Oh, sometimes we burn in hell forever.
Boulevard.